My name is Simone Burton. I have 2 children. I have a little boy named Kamari, and I have a 4-year-old son. His name is Kyrie, and he has autism. But if you looked at him, you wouldn't know it. But if you're around him, you would. They both just drive me crazy. I had a really good childhood when I was little. We went everywhere. Every summer, my parents was fully involved. I was 18 when they got a divorce. That was hard on me and my brothers and sisters. It kind of like tore our family apart. We had our apartment and then we just got our car. So it's like everything was looking good. Like we was just happy. And I'm like, I still don't have to work. Like he was making really good money. And it was just like the almost like the American dream, like stay at home mom, him coming home to meals every day. Well, it started when Jovan, he was out of work for 3 months because he got injured at his job. So when he went back to work, they said he was fired, and we don't know why. And when there was no money flow, we got rid of the apartment, and then we went from his mother's house to his uncle's house to his brother's house. And that was about a good 6-month period right there. And then it's resorted to us just having to sleep in the car. I used to sleep in the car like every night, my whole pregnancy. And when I got out the hospital, I didn't want to leave because I didn't have nowhere to take my babies. Okay, Simone, you have no option. Like, what do you do now? Like, I started really using every single resources calling during public schools and everything. And I didn't know, like, just one phone call can change everything.
What we see in this community is about 20 to 25% of our homeless population are families. When I started, it was very uncommon to see unsheltered families in this community. And, rents back then were much lower. And I think that's a big part of the reason.
I was homeless for a whole year. A whole year. When I got there, we had our own bed, our own bathroom, our own stove, our own refrigerator. So it felt good. The first day there, my kids took a bath. They stayed in the bath for a long time, especially my oldest son, because he loves taking baths. Like, that's something he missed doing.
We want to keep families together, and when there's a parent that wants to be part of our program, and that the other parent is advocating for, and that's a positive influence. As long as we don't feel like there's going to be a safety concern, security concern for our staff or other guests, we want to make that a reality.
When Jovan had got out of jail, they asked me if he was out, was he going to come? And I said, yeah. So when the next day he got out, they let him do an intake and take a drug test, and he passed, so they let him in. It's the only thing we could do, and then we felt like a family again. Come on. They said that I was the only person that lived there that moved all my stuff out in one day. Everybody else took like 3 days to move. I said, When I got my proof from my apartment, I moved everything out that same day and slept in my apartment that same night. I was happy.
Simone's one of those folks that has done the work and really kind of embraced the opportunity to improve her life. And even though she's not homeless anymore, she's one event away potentially from needing our services again. And that's kind of the reality of this community right now. We are a regional United Way, and trying to move the needle and taking unconventional approaches to big wicked problems. And it's always been my belief that, if we're doing things, if we're doing the same thing that we were doing 10, 20, 30 years ago and expecting us to miraculously, solve the problem, I think we're being very naive.
As long as I have this house, then I'm really okay. I'm not struggling because I could be somewhere worse. I think about like our struggle, and I'm blessed that I'm not there anymore. And then now everybody just looks at me and they're like, "You're doing so good." And a lot of people say that I motivate them. I just want people to know that like it's not the end of the world. As long as you're alive, you can do something. What gives me hope is just everything around me. Like, everybody has a story, everybody has a life, and everybody has a struggle. And I just don't want to be a waste of life. Like, I want to just do my part and be happy and humble.